Hey everyone! I'm glad you tuned in to another one of my dope videos. First off, I would like to thank some of you for your concern for my health and well-being. That was very moving, and I thank you. It was unnecessary, but amusing. Moving. Don't worry, I plan to live as long as possible, at least until I can transplant my brain into a cybernetic body. I wonder if I can pre-order. I'm a fairly rational person, and I usually require scientific proof and studies to convince me of something. And I did my research on the vegan diet and on the raw vegan diet, and there is nothing wrong with it. You can get all of your calories and nutrients from it, no problem. There is no need for meat to stay healthy. And above all, it is not a dangerous diet. Think about it. Fruits and vegetables. All day, every day. That's what every doctor wants you to do. And you're saying it's dangerous. If you really think that, then your arachidonic acid levels are way too high and you need to quit the meat. And when I say a plant-based diet of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, and no meat reversed heart disease, completely prevented deaths from heart disease, and slowed the progression of cancer, and that's not coming from me. This is coming from the FDA. The FDA. So, yeah, suck it. Suck it. I guess we can wrap this up, right? What else can I say? You see this? So, yeah, this was my shortest video ever. See you next time.
You're gonna need meat and protein to stay healthy. Without it, you will die.
Proteins are macromolecules made up of different amino acids. The body makes 12 of those, and 9 of those we need to obtain through our diet, which is why they are called essential amino acids. The World Health Organization recommends a daily protein intake of about 0.75 grams per kilogram of body weight. For me, that makes up about 48 grams, and I get that. I get that through my diet, my vegan diet. Did you know that one head of romaine lettuce has about 7.7 grams of protein? And it's all essential amino acids in there. So it's a complete protein. No need to worry about composition or anything. There is no medical term for protein deficiency. If you are getting to that point, you are already starving. This is what protein deficiency looks like. And that is only because the poor kid is deficient of every macronutrient. Too much protein causes constipation, weight gain, heart disease, and ketosis if you are following the paleo diet, and that can be dangerous. And if you really believe the muscle growth is based on protein intake, then how come these men and women can do it so well? Strange. So, fruits and vegetables have all the essential amino acids we need, without the saturated fat, cholesterol, and antibiotics that meat provides.
What about saturated fat? I heard it's good for your health and very essential.
Meat and dairy products are high in saturated fat, no matter if it's grain or grass-fed. And I'm not against fat. I like it, but just in the right amounts and the right kind, like in durian. Give me 2 of those big fruits and I will gobble them up all by myself, and don't you dare get in my way, okay? The problem with saturated fat is that it raises your LDL cholesterol levels, which clogs your arteries, of course, causes atherosclerosis, erectile dysfunction, and heart attacks.
But I'm only eating the finest lean meats from grass-fed happy cows.
Sorry to burst your bubble there, but any intake level of saturated fat above 0% raises your LDL cholesterol. And since a diet high in saturated fat and cholesterol doesn't cause atherosclerosis in carnivores and omnivores, we can assume that humans are neither of both. The cholesterol of chicken and eggs is outrageously high. Humans do not require dietary cholesterol. Their liver makes all the cholesterol it needs. Do you know which food doesn't have any saturated fat or cholesterol in it? Fruits and vegetables! After a meal of animal products, people suffer from metabolic endotoxemia. their bloodstream becomes flooded with bacterial toxins called endotoxins, which are present at all times in the meat. And that causes inflammation. These dead meat bacteria are not being destroyed by stomach acids, cooking, or digestive enzymes. Yeah, exactly. Those dead bacteria are still causing that toxicity level. The fat in the meat plays a significant role in this because it boosts the absorption of these toxins into the bloodstream. Fats and oils are very high in omega-6 fatty acids. When your omega-3 to omega-6 ratio becomes severely unbalanced through bad dietary choices, then that can cause inflammation and heart disease. Your ratio should be about 1:1 to about 1:4, but most people's ratio is about 1:20 to 1:30. So no wonder heart disease is the #1 killer in this country.
Omega-3. I got you now. That's only in fish.
Yes, you need omega-3 in your diet for proper brain function and controlling inflammation, but fish isn't the only source of omega-3, and it's certainly not the best. Fish nowadays is so polluted with PBDEs and heavy metals like mercury that it's safer to opt for a plant-based source of omega-3s. Every fruit and vegetable contains omega-3 and omega-6, but in the correct ratio, which is usually 1:2 to about 1:3. One head of romaine lettuce has 44% of the recommended dietary allowance. So just eat like 2 and then something else and you have it. Easy. No need to kill Flipper for your sashimi and your omega-3 needs. Oh, look at him. He's so cute. I want to swim with him. Not eat him. And studies have shown that women on vegan diets have more long-chain omega-3s than fish eaters. So, eat your greens.
What about iron? I mean, I don't want to get anemic or something, so I need my meat. It has a lot of iron. Right?
Well, that is true. Meat has iron. But the human digestive system can only regulate the iron from plant sources, not the iron from ingested blood, which is heme iron. And this iron overload can contribute to breast cancer, colorectal cancer, cardiovascular disease, Alzheimer's, arthritis, and diabetes. Why go there when you can get your iron from plant-based sources? I get my iron from blueberries, watermelons, tomatoes, spinach, and romaine lettuce. Exactly. It's like a cure-it-all. All of these fruits and vegetables have a perfect balance between vitamin C and iron, which complement each other and help iron absorption. Of course, if you are already anemic, please talk to your doctor. Maybe you can switch to a plant-based diet. There are possibilities, and I am sure your body can handle it. Your anemia might also be caused by a deficiency in folic acid or B12.
Oh, vitamin B12? That's only like found in meat or whatever.
The cause of a B12 deficiency is usually not dietary intake, but a lack of intrinsic factor to absorb it. And that's typically caused by an abuse of antibiotics. B12 is produced by little bacteria in your gut, but they need cobalt to assist them in producing B12. And since soils everywhere are depleted and cobalt is only found in minimal quantities in fruits and vegetables, it is no surprise that there is a B12 deficiency, even in meat eaters. 1 in 6 is deficient. But it's not just humans, cattle are deficient as well. That's why farmers have to supplement their feed with cobalt salts or give them injections. Another factor, which scientists are uncertain about, is the stability of the B12 in our stomach, because it loses its effect once it's exposed to oxygen, light, acidic, or alkaline environments. So you might not even be able to get it through your food, but that's up to those studies that are hopefully being made. But I'm sure it's not by the meat industry. What you can do is just grab some organic lettuce and tomatoes, and you should be fine. But if you lack the intrinsic factor, then yes, you will need supplements, whether you're a meat eater, a vegetarian, or a vegan. Again, this is not a problem of diets. especially not the vegan diet. This is a problem of depleted soils. Factory farming and eating meat contributes to that.
But the calcium in dairy products is good for bone health. I mean, those got milk ads can't be wrong, right?
The calcium in dark leafy vegetables is absorbed twice as well as in milk and dairy products. And on top of that, it gives you fiber, folate, antioxidants, and vitamin K. Perfect. Dairy products, on the other hand, are high in saturated fat, cholesterol, allergens, antibiotics, pesticides, pus, and manure. Not to mention that it caused acne in yours truly over here. So, stay away from it. You do not need the calcium in milk. If I eat, for example, 1 head of romaine lettuce, 4 oranges, 2 cups of blackberries, 1 cup of raspberries, and 10 mangoes, for example, I get all of my calcium needs. Not to mention all the other vitamins and antioxidants and minerals. It's the perfect combination. Don't fuss around with shit that's bad. Animal products such as meat and seafood contain organic compounds called purines. When the body breaks those purines down, it creates uric acid. Too much of this acid buildup in the kidneys or the bloodstream causes kidney stones and hyperuricemia, or commonly referred to as gout, which is an inflammation of the joints. Carnivores and omnivores who are naturally well adapted to eat flesh produce an enzyme called uricase in their liver, which eliminates uric acid. The human liver does not produce this enzyme, which explains why your body reacts adversely to eating meat. Meat has arachidonic acid, which contributes to the synthesis of pro-inflammatory compounds in the body that adversely affect mood and mental health. We actually make arachidonic acid in our body, which is a good thing. It alerts you of inflammation, pinpoints you to something that is wrong in your body. But you do not need it in your diet. So, yeah, makes sense. Don't eat it. Plants like bananas, strawberries, kiwis, and tomatoes actually boost serotonin production and decrease depression. A low-fat vegan diet, whether it's cooked or raw, will never be dangerous to your health. And anybody who suggests so is either working for the meat industry, wants to sell you some crazy supplements, or hasn't checked their facts. Make the switch. Just eat anything you want. Any fruit and veggies that come your way, just gobble them up. Binge out on mangoes,
Cherries, strawberries, melons,
to your
bananas,
heart's
jackfruit,
content
apple,
and
peaches,
start
blackberries, raspberries,
living.
plums, prickly pears, blueberries,
Go
papayas,
vegan.
apricot, cherry, pomegranate, cantaloupe, lychee, pineapple, starfruit, blah, 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 blah.
Go vegan.